video right now. To the guinea goats. Soccer guinea goats, whatever. Alright, people. I made a video displaying my great athleticism the other day. How great I am at my age to be able to dominate any sport I want to. So in that video I made, and just as I predicted, I was going to see this in the comment section. You fat American, you fat American, you fat American. Did I not call you any type of name? Did I call you guys? No, I did not call you guys. I did not demean you in any way. I simply stated, and you can see from the visual factual evidence, I would have dominated your sport if I decided to play it. Did I say soccer was a bad game? No, I said I would dominate it. You see, y'all going to talk about our athletes, our football has pads on. Let me explain something to you. Big, fast men that generate force on a football field. If you don't have pads on, guess what? You're going to have countless murders on every Sunday on the football field. When you have 6'4", 250-pound men that run 4.3s, 4.4s, running at full speed, 10, 15 yards, that force will cause so much bodily injury, the whole league will be on the injured list, and then you'll be seeing people like me playing in the game that aren't as good as the superstars. Do you understand that there will be countless deaths in the game? And soccer players, man, you know what? Number one, you're talking about rugby. Okay, rugby. You guys do not generate enough speed and force to need to wear pads. You understand that? I've never seen anyone in soccer run the amount. There's no one in rugby that I've seen the size of the NFL linebacker running at that type of speed. So it is a necessity for our people to wear pads playing football. There would be, honestly, if there was no pads in football, the injury, you'd have to have a roster of like 300 players, because the 55 people that you had playing at the beginning of the season would be already out by 3 weeks. You have to have pads on, believe me. There'd be probably about 100 deaths in the game of football a year. You have to have pads on when you're that big, strong, and fast, and you generate that much speed. Or else you just see people on there like me playing the game, and then after I got injured, you'd see really some scrubs playing the game, and it wouldn't be entertaining to watch. You have to have pads on when you're that strong and big. You gotta understand something. 6'4", 265 pounds running a 4.4, that's an athlete. That's not a fat American. That's not a fat American. That is a beast, an athletic beast. And running like he does into somebody is going to probably put somebody in the coffin. So, you got to understand, like I say, soccer, you don't need no pads to play soccer, this and that. I mean, you kick a ball. In rugby, you don't generate the type of speed and force that you do in the National Football League. Put Ray Lewis on a rugby field. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. Put Brian Urlacher on a rugby field. Watch what happens. I mean, you just don't put James Harrison on a rugby field. He'd be banned in an hour. Trust me. You don't understand what American football is like. Am I saying rugby is a bad sport? I don't watch it. I have no desire to watch it. As far as I'm concerned, it ain't interesting to me. It ain't entertaining to me. You might like it, but am I sitting there calling you a fat foreigner? No. But you're calling me a fat American, a fat more American, because I love my sport of National Football League, American football. Now, I never said nothing about you soccer fans. I simply stated the obvious. Someone of my stature would dominate your sport. Someone of my stature would dominate rugby if I decided to. But does that mean I'm calling you out as people, as a race? No. I'm just stating the obvious. Take a look at me. You've seen visual proof of what I can do on a soccer field. You've seen visual proof of what I can do on a football field. And just seeing that visual proof, you know damn well what I would do on a rugby field. But I never once called you people out personally. I just said I would dominate your sport. And that's the truth. And you just have to accept that. But you got personal with me and called me a fat American, when clearly a man of my stature and size is muscle. So you're calling a 6'3", 260-pound, 4'4" athlete a fat American. I'm speechless right now, and it takes a lot to get me speechless. The bottom line is the National Football League, if you watched our games, the way, and you say it has no strategy. You say there's no strategy in football. Do you understand football is 90% strategy? Field position. There is so much coaching logistics that go into the game, it's pathetic. You don't understand it, because what you see is just, you see 22 beasts lined up on the field at one time, and you sit there and think it's just some kind of brute force game. It is, but it's strategy. There's a whole lot of strategy that goes on. You see our offensive linemen, they are fat, this and that, But they use their leverage. See them fat slobs you call offensive linemen? Fat Americans you call offensive linemen? Let me tell you something about them. They have such great footwork for men that look like that, it's pathetic. You have to have weight on the offensive line. You have to. Unless you're Mark Schlereth and you're the Denver Broncos who had a fast speed offensive line. Whatever, you get the gist. But you got to understand, some football is all about strategy. And if you watched it, you would understand it. And I guarantee you would like it. Just like probably, if I watch, I didn't even sit there and say I don't like soccer. No, I don't like it. It's boring to me. So but rugby, if I understood the rules of rugby, maybe I would like it, but I know it ain't no football. It is not no National Football League, and it's just like hockey. I don't like hockey at all, but everyone tells me once you see the game and understand the rules, and part of the reason I don't like hockey is because I don't understand the rules. But it is, I'll tell you what, the hockey players, now you're probably going to call them guys nothing too. No, them guys are straight up beast also. But I don't like hockey because I don't understand the rules. But if I understood the rules, I'll guarantee you, I'd probably like it. But I would see, football is something I was just bred into. I love football. Soccer, I don't like it, but am I saying it's a bad sport? No. Am I saying rugby is a bad sport? No. I don't like hockey. Am I saying it's a bad sport? No. But yet I'm a fat American at 6'2", 255 pounds. Yes, I'm a little overweight right now, but even when I was solid rock a year ago, whatever, last winter, I was still being called a fat American. That is a problem. So, what I showed you here today, I've proven that I can play your sport. I've proven I play NFL football. And we already know if I prove NFL football, I'm going to be able to play rugby. I'll tell you, that goes without saying. And I explained to you why National Football League players and football players in general need to wear pads. Because when you're that big and strong and you create that much force, that much speed, impact, someone's going to die if you don't have pads on. And if they don't die, they're not going to play the rest of the year. And then you're going to be seeing second stringers, then third stringers. Pretty soon you're going to be seeing bums on the field, and it's just going to be a war of attrition. Whoever has the better sets of bums is going to be the best team in the league. You understand? Comprehendo, Pekingo, La Pula, Istatula, Hatikahuaya. Now you get it? That's why we wear pads in football. If you don't, there'll be countless deaths, and no one will be playing because everyone will be injured. Man, look, watch Ray Lewis on a football field. The man covers 55 yards sideways in like 2 or 3 seconds. Like that. It's sickening. On the football, see, that's something you got to understand too. Someone might run a 4.340, but on the football field, with pads on everything, they'll actually be faster because of the people around them are the same speed, and they actually move fast. I can't explain it. When I played football, I always had great football speed. Like, if I just ran off a dead line, I couldn't do it. But I had something about pursuit. I can always pursue. If you play football, you know what I'm talking about. So, I proved my point again. I don't hate soccer. I don't like it. I'm not saying it's a bad sport. I don't hate rugby. I don't like it. I'm not saying it's a bad sport. I don't hate hockey. I don't like it. I'm not saying it's a bad sport. And I love the National Football League. I don't even like college football, to be honest with you. I don't watch college football. I find it to be very boring, just like high school football. I like the National Football League. A lot of people like college football better. I don't. But given my age right now, I believe I can still dominate. I really do. And I think I've given you visual, factual evidence of that. Proof in my last video I did. Absolutely. Look at me.